Presented by Listen Headlines, latest world news from trusted sources. Updating daily at 6 a.m. New York.
BBC News World.
November 28, 5:19 America, New York, China. COVID, BBC journalist detained by police during protests. Ed Lawrence was beaten and arrested by Shanghai police while covering anti-government rallies.
BBC News World.
November 28, 5:11 America, New York, Ecuador. Gangs. Gunmen storm hospital in attempt to kill teen. Gang members took staff hostage and exchanged fire with police before they were arrested.
World News. Breaking international news and headlines, Sky News.
November 28, 4:34 America, New York, pilot and passenger trapped for 7 hours rescued after plane crashes into live power lines 100 feet above ground. 2 people, who spent nearly 7 hours trapped 100 feet, 30 meters, above ground after their plane crashed into live power lines, have been rescued. First responders worked to rescue aircraft passengers after the small plane crashed and became stuck in live power lines, Monday, November.
Washington Post World.
November 28, 4:04 America, New York, police bring down European cocaine, super cartel. Europol says law enforcement authorities in 6 different countries have joined forces to take down a super cartel of drugs traffickers controlling about 1/3 of the cocaine trade in Europe.
Washington Post World.
November 28, 3:44 America, New York, Somali forces still battling with al-Shabaab in hotel attack. Somali forces are still trying to flush out armed assailants who attacked a hotel in the capital more than 12 hours after the attack began.
New York Times World News. November 28, 3 o'clock America, New York, amid scandals in politics, Poland's youths lose faith in Catholic Church. The Polish Church is in a deep crisis, as its authority is sapped by cascading sexual abuse scandals and as more people grow wary of its perceived alliance with the country's right-wing government. Parishioners in Piaski, Poland, celebrating the visit of a copy of a revered Polish icon, the Black Madonna of Czestochowa, in September.
Washington Post World.
November 28, 2:22 America, New York, surgeons work by flashlight as Ukraine power grid battered. Devastating Russian strikes in Ukraine have cut off power to many hospitals. Mirror World News. November 28, 2:13 America, New York, protests continue in major China cities as Brit journalist arrested and beaten. A British journalist has been arrested and beaten by authorities in China while covering mass protests against strict zero-COVID measures in China at the weekend.
Time.
November 28, 2 o'clock America, New York. World Cup fans without masks pose dilemma for broadcasters in China. Footage of maskless fans packed into Qatar's stadiums for the World Cup is putting China, facing rising discontent over its continuing strict COVID protocols, in a bind.
New York Times World News.
November 28, 1:05 America, New York, your Monday briefing. Anger over COVID restrictions in China has created a crisis for its leader, Xi Jinping. Police officers on Sunday blocked Urumqi Road, where protests had taken place the night before.
World News. Breaking international news and headlines, Sky News.
November 27, 23:51 America, New York. Kyiv Mayor Klitschko hits back at Zelensky criticisms. The mayor of Kyiv, former professional boxer Vitaly Klitschko, has traded rhetorical punches with Ukraine's president over how to help residents withstand power cuts. Kyiv Mayor Vitaly Klitschko.
Mirror World News.
November 27, 22:54 America, New York. World Cup chaos in Melbourne as several injured after rowdy fans ignite flares. Several people left a World Cup screening in Melbourne with burns and other injuries on Saturday after flares were thrown during wild celebrations over Australia's victory against Tunisia.
Time.
November 27, 22:40 America, New York. Mexico's embattled president leads massive pro-government People's March. Mexico City. Hundreds of thousands of people marched in Mexico's capital Sunday in a show of support for President Andrés Manuel López Obrador, who before assuming the presidency had led some of the country's biggest protests.
RT World News.
November 27, 21:49 America, New York, top commander promises graveyard for the enemies of Iran. Foreign adversaries are trying to trigger a great sedition, IRGC chief said. The commander-in-chief of the elite Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps, IRGC, Hossein Salami, has warned the US, Israel and other foreign nations that any attempts to sow discord in Iran will ultimately backfire and lead to their own demise.
Mirror World News.
November 27, 2145 America, New York. Body found during search for parents who vanished while kayaking in Mexico. A body has been found in a search for two parents who vanished while kayaking in Mexico with their teenage daughter, with local people and family friends back home joining in the rescue effort.
https://globalnews.ca/feed/.
November 27, 2057 America, New York. London Knights continue winning ways on the road against Oshawa Generals. The London Knights are now 9-2 on the road after a 4-2 victory over the Generals. London Knights.
BBC News World.
November 27, 2017 America, New York, World Cup 2022. Clashes in Brussels after Morocco beat Belgium. Police use water cannon and tear gas to deal with unrest in the center of Brussels on Sunday.
New York Times World News.
November 27, 2008 America, New York. Mexico's president leads supporters in march through Capitol. Tens of thousands of Mexicans walked through the streets Sunday to show their support for President Andrés Manuel López Obrador amid some pushback to his political agenda in recent weeks. Andrés Manuel López Obrador, Mexico's president, during a rally in support of the proposed electoral reform in Mexico City, Mexico on Sunday.